Former Liverpool and Stoke City man Xherdan Shaqiri, who plays for Chicago Fire in the USA and is about to embark on his 4th World Cup. As for Cameroon, well, of this Cameroon 11, it features 6 of the players that started the semi-final defeat to Egypt at the Africa Cup of Nations earlier this year. One of the new faces is Brentford's Brian Mbomo, who only made his international debut this autumn. The big surprise is that figurehead striker Manson Abubakar is only on the bench. Well, Eric Maxim Chuopo-Moting, a man who's really done the rounds in European football. PSG. Side with Abubakar on the bench. That's the big surprise in their team. So good for them. Good Cup of Nations. And a Swiss side, a tight-knit unit. Plenty of familiar faces. And this stadium based on an oyster shell. So this World Cup has thrown up a fair few surprises. These sides, on paper, perhaps more closely matched, but the Swiss will be the favourites. How will they impose themselves on Cameroon? Well, away we go. Switzerland and Cameroon's men's sides meeting for the first time. No template for this one, so let's see how it plays out. Though, Andros Townsend, plenty of familiar faces on the pitch.
Yeah, lots of Premier League and ex-Premier League players on show this afternoon. Chuopo-Moting and Giza for the Swiss, Shaqiri, of course, Xhaka, who we know about, Akanji from Man City. So, no, it's going to be a very fascinating game this afternoon.
The two sides with the 3 in midfield. That balance will be fascinating. Players who've come up against each other before. Let's see how it plays out. Swiss side with players who've been at multiple tournaments. With Xherdan Shaqiri to Vidma. Already looking to stretch this Cameroon defence. It's so down the right-hand side where Nuhu is. Nuhu Tolo, known as Nuhu, plays his football for Seattle Sounders in the United States. And Murat Yakin, first tournament in charge for him, the former international. An early corner for Switzerland to be taken by Shaqiri. In it goes. It was an awkward one for Cameroon to deal with. The ball to the near post, and they clear it away.
What's interesting is the Swiss, in their last game against Ghana, they tried a 3 at the back and 2 wing-backs in Vargas and Weidmar, and it didn't really work out, so it's no surprise to see the manager revert back to the tried and tested 4-2-3-1 formation.
That was a surprise for Anana there. He can pick up the pieces, but not quite. One back by Vargas. So we want to see the balance of this Swiss midfield, in particular Granit Xhaka has a new lease of life at Arsenal. Always be at the base of midfield for his club, but for his country. Have an influence higher up the pitch, and he will hope to be today.
To be honest, he's always been a big influence. I think he had some unfair criticism at times a few years ago during his early phase at Arsenal, but always, every time I've played against him, always been a presence in that midfield and an anchor for the attacking players ahead of him.
That's why it's great to have you alongside us for this one, Andros. You give that unique opinion. Current player, you played against many of these players. I don't think you played against Rigobert Song, though, did you?
Slightly before my time.
He covered everybody's time for so long. 4 World Cups, sent off at 2 of them. Towards Vidma. Fixture at right back, Noam Babu. Fulham player.
It's interesting already seeing Shaqiri not staying out wide on the right, roaming inside, letting Vidma occupy the width and just roaming inside and see if he can get on the ball and find little pockets inside.
Rodriguez, the man you always see on that left-hand side for Switzerland. Here's Akanji, just a City man. Mbolo. Out to Shaqiri. Crossing. Moment. Switzerland. All the progressive play. Freuler. Rodriguez again. Three in midfield for Cameroon. Screening. Defence. Lisa Ongla and Ngwet. Maybe they can have an attack here with Toko Kombi. To be, can't get going quite yet, Cameroon.
You mentioned earlier Boubacar dropping to the bench. No surprise watching their last game against Panama, I think it was. It was only really the second half when Chuopo-Moting and GK and Kudu came on that they really made a difference and really got Cameroon back into the game. So it's no surprise that he's dropped the star man.
Zakanji and Bolo. A little bit of room for him to operate in. Can't get the pass out to Shaqiri. Just caught. Nuhu flying across on that left-hand side. He's quite the character, Nuhu. Very popular with the supporters, the Seattle Sounders in the MLS.
A lot of early work from the Swiss on the right-hand side with Shaqiri, which means that the space is obviously the switch of play. Can they get the ball to Xhaka? Can they get the ball switched and get Vargas into the game?
Bolo tries to roll his man. Gets it out to Shaqiri. Might find Bolo again. Stiletto. Calmly back to the goalkeeper, Onana. Africa's best goalkeepers, Andre Onana. Could have been awkward.
I'd say the pressure in this game is probably slightly more on Switzerland, knowing they've got to play Brazil in their next game. I think psychologically, there's no way you can go into that game after the defeat. So I think the pressure's more on Switzerland. You can see that in the start to this game. Cameroon happy to concede possession and let Switzerland knock it around the back.
To add to that, the other team in this group, Serbia, in the last World Cup, they had quite the matchup. Emotions running high in that game, and they play each other again. They played Brazil in the last World Cup as well.
It's a really tough group. People look at Brazil and say they're going to run away with it, they're going to win it easily, but there's no tough fixtures, and it's going to be difficult for Brazil or any of these sides to get out of that group.
As we've seen so far at this World Cup, Japan beating Germany, Saudi Arabia beating Argentina. Don't try and map out how it's going to go, as we tend to do in England, in any case. And Sommer. Look around this Swiss team, players who've been at multiple tournaments for them. Got a free kick to defend here.
First opportunity for Cameroon. Haven't really got into Switzerland's box yet, so it'll be interesting to see if they can put a good ball in and really put the pressure on.
Indeed, the left foot, Brian and Bomo. It is Mbomo, clips it in. It's dealt with by Xhaka. They're looking for the flag to go up, and it does indeed. English stretching for that ball.
Just looking at Chuopo-Moting's reaction, I think it was the right ball in from Mbomo. Just don't think the runs were where Mbomo wanted the ball, but I think he missed the first man out, which is the most important thing when you're taking a set piece.
As you said before, Andros, looking at Shaqiri on this right-hand side for Switzerland. It's a position you've operated in, of course. Keep an eye on how he progresses in that regard.
Yeah, he's a modern-day winger, isn't he? He's a player who doesn't stay with the touchline, stay on the touchline. He likes to roam, he likes to go wherever the ball is. He's in the number 9 position at the moment, and I think we'll see him and Vargas swap at times. So, no, as a current winger, it's going to be fascinating watching Shaqiri and his movements live today.
Switzerland applying the pressure on Castilleto, who had that moment a minute or so ago. Kanji, posed figure at the heart of the defence. Kiri, Vidma. Again, the challenge coming across from Nuhu. Might pass away to So. Freuler. Rodriguez under pressure, but they haven't won it back, Switzerland, in shape of So. Freuler. Thought about it. Urged on. Vargas. Vargas for So in the penalty area. Cleared away by Cameroon.
two clear four blocks for Cameroon at the moment, a back four and a midfield four, and Mbomo's the one. He's closer to Chuopo-Moting, a bit wider though, not two central strikers. It's Chuopo-Moting central and Mbomo wide, and then they've got two defensive blocks of four.
Side looking to be very organised on the pitch. Fans very organised off the pitch.
To be honest, Switzerland as well, I think it was a few months ago, playing Spain, beat Spain 2-1, but they were very resolute. They were very defensively astute in that game. So it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be. I don't predict many goals. It's going to be an interesting game, but I don't predict many goals because both sides are defensively very well drilled.
Don't say that, Andres. Please. Too many 0-0s so far.
Yeah, there is, but even the 0-0 draws that we've had so far, they've been interesting games in their own right. Fascinating tactical battles, and I'm sure we'll have another one of the same.
Now the ball played through is the tester for the Swiss defence. Chuopo-Moting is free in the middle. The bomber went for the shot. Xhaka can be over the bar. A big break from Cameroon, a big chance goes begging.
Yeah, looks as if Chuopo-Moting was free on the inside, but we'll see as Mbomo approaches the ball here. Probably couldn't. On the bigger picture, it looks as if as he's running up to the ball, can you square it? But by the time he got to the ball and he got to cross it, it was closed off. So I think he made the right choice.
Rodriguez. First real break for Cameroon, and Switzerland looking to respond. Didn't quite work out, but it was the first chance there for Cameroon to really show what they could do on the counter. Ongisa. Nuhu. He get forward.
It seems that's given Cameroon confidence. This is their first spell of possession now. They've had the counter-attack, they've had their wide free kick. Now it's their chance to really get settled in the game and into the World Cup.
We really want to see these famous African names, global event, but it's been a while since they've won a game here. He's to Akombi stretching for that ball. Angie does well. Shaqiri looks for that ball through the middle. Might drop to So. Important interception for Castelletto. Chuopo-Moting. That's lost by Mgwe. Nongla. And we're waiting for the first long-range effort from Xhaka, and there it is.
Yeah, he's certainly not afraid to hit him, is he? Especially on that left foot. We've seen 1 or 2 goals from him in the past, but on this occasion, just leaning back and ended up hitting it clear over the bar.
Saman, mentioned just before the game, was missing from their penalty shootout victory against, or defeat I should say, against Spain at the last Euros. It was a victory over France that got them to the quarter-finals. Dramatic game in which they were trailing the French by 2 goals and came back brilliantly. To be the match of the tournament. Spain-Croatia. Won't argue that. Cupa-Moting trying to squeeze it through to Toko Akambi. Here's So. Xhaka. Vargas. Off his shoulder, plays it in low, and Bolo. Stink handball there. Trying to pass it out calmly, but giving the ball away in a dangerous position. Shaqiri slides it through, and Bolo edged off the ball. He looks to the referee, flags up anyway.
Yeah, it's the first time we've really seen Vargas in the game on the left-hand side, a player with real quality. Can they get the ball out to him more? I know Shaqiri's the main man, but this starts from Vargas. Yeah, clear offside, and I don't think it's a penalty anyway, just edged out of it. But good to see that Switzerland are using both wingers, because both of them are going to be important if they're going to get anything from this game.
Brielle Mbomo leading that line for Switzerland, a man born in Cameroon. Special occasion for him, this one, for the World Cup. It was a special on its own. Banana, sit long, so Mbomo. operate on both wings, as we've seen so far. As for Brentford in the Premier League, this is Vidma. Going on, and Chuopo-Moting chasing back.
What we're starting to see now is first 5-10 minutes, Cameroon, like I said, we're in there 2 blocks of 4.
Chupa-Moting gets there before Akanji. He's in here. Will he go alone? And Sommer stands up, makes the save. But they're having early chances here, the Africans.
Yeah, big chance there for Chupa-Moting. Probably expect him to score, but I think Akanji just does enough, gets back in, puts his shoulder on him and just eases him out of it. Could he have squared it again? Probably should have on this occasion, and Bomo's there for the tapping, but you have to say good defending from Akanji stopped a certain goal for Cameroon.
I think he wasn't thinking back to when Bomo did pass to him.
Knowing forward players, yes he was.
Thanks for admitting that.
Definitely centre forwards.
So Akanji couldn't quite get there. Akanji into Mbolo. Out it goes to Shaqiri. Dangerous position when he gets the ball in space. That'll be a corner.
You can tell it's a clear ploy from Switzerland, though. Get the ball wide. Can you get bodies in the box? On this occasion, they had 3 players in the box and Vargas at the back post joining in. And yes, you can tell it's a real tactic. As is corners. Scored twice against Spain in the Nations League a few months ago, Akanji and Mbolo. So this is a big chance for Switzerland.
See if they can force this in from the set piece. Shaqiri to take. Whips it in again, dealt with at the near post. Or maybe to hold it up through to Chuopo-Moting. He can't make it stick. Shaqiri. Again, Vargas. To opposite wingers to make something happen. But this is where Cameroon have been dangerous. Chuopo-Moting. Waiting for support. No Chupa-Moting yet, but he's getting there, and he's got it now. Keep it under control, not quite.
And this is the problem for Switzerland on the flip side. Yes, their biggest threats are Shaqiri coming inside and Weidmar occupying the width high and wide, but when Cameroon do win it, there's a big outlet there in Akambi. Just sitting in the gaps between the right back and the centre half.
It does make this game already quite intriguing. Akanji towards Vargas. This young winger for Switzerland. Rodriguez back to Vargas. Trying to slip that pass through. There's that screen again from Cameroon. Gisa has had an excellent season with Napoli, who are having an excellent season themselves. Far down the line. Bomo. Just clears that forward. Chupa-Moting couldn't make it stick.
Yeah, going back to Anguissa, I thought he was very good in the few years he had at Fulham. Anytime I played against him, I saw him play. I felt like he could play at a higher level, and it's nice to see him at Napoli, like you said, playing well.
Yeah, unfortunate, really. Fulham relegated in the 2 seasons he played for them. In between, he had a loan spell at Villarreal. He really raised his profile again at a time at Marseille before Fulham. But a big figure for Napoli, big figure for this Cameroon team. Gwen and Ongla in that midfield. A bit of possession here for Switzerland. Bolo, so difficult to shake off the ball. Freuler.
Such a good defensive shape from Cameroon. We're in a nice position. We're high up, we're central. We can see everything, and they've got such a good shape now. And Bomo's a bit deeper, so it's a block of 4 and a block of 5.
But they might be stretched here. Rodriguez. They've got plenty in the penalty area as well. Vargas. Touch went the wrong way, but it's back to Rodriguez, who sends it in again. Freuler. Xhaka. Looks for Vidmar. Just escapes him. Almost found a way through there, Switzerland.
Yeah, they did. When you do play against a tight block like Cameroon are playing, the spaces, the areas to expose are in wide areas. and especially can you get the ball from one wide area and switch it quickly to the other wide area and not allow the Cameroon block time to get across, and they did it perfectly there, almost getting in with Weidmann on the right-hand side.
Already, it does feel like a game that's going to be tough to call here.
But it shows it's been a fascinating 18, 19 minutes and we haven't had a goal, so it shows you don't need goals to have a good football match.
It's gone that quickly. Ongisa. Well, one back by Switzerland. Shaqiri wants it, instead it goes to Mbolo. There's Ongisa with a foot in. They're aside, already showing Cameroon, as Josh has said, that they're organised, they look good on the counter. Quite the presence in midfield as well. Brian Mbomo, who only made his Cameroon debut in autumn after being one of several players persuaded by FA President Samuel Eto'o. Toko Ekambi, Ongisa, Gwen. Went forward to Chuopo-Moting. It's a difficult one for him to deal with.
It's good that they're not afraid to dink one up into the front man. I think in modern football you don't see it enough. You see teams try and play only one way, try and break through, and if that doesn't happen, they keep knocking down, trying to knock down the door. But this Cameroon side is not afraid to go back to front if need be.
Switzerland to get forward. When you're out, and up front, Andros, and you see the goalkeeper and defenders passing it out from the back, and it's a little bit too close for comfort. How does that make you feel? Just get it forward, or
just get it forward, get out of there, stop messing around. But no, listen, they got out of it. I'm sure they'll do it again next time. Like I said, in modern football, it's all about possession, it's all about being calm on the ball. Even goalkeepers now, they work with their feet, so yeah, it's no surprise to see someone playing out from the back with such ease.
You're saying trust the process.
Trust the process. Until it goes wrong, then it's somebody else's fault.
Then blame it. Here comes Switzerland. Xhaka, Rodriguez, up to Vargas. Vargas plays it in again, and Gwen dropping in to help out once more. Ball pumped long by Fai. Of course, African nations at the World Cup for so many decades accused of naivety, stereotyping. To fight all of that off, show their talent and show their ability. And we're at a point now where we have Cameroon side here, proving difficult to break down, dangerous on the counter-attack. Switzerland, although they've had a lot of the ball, haven't created too much so far. It's Cameroon with the best chances. There's Shaqiri. Trying to slide that ball in, and that should be the goalkeeper's Ananas.
Very good on the ball as well, Cameroon. Like you said, you mentioned stereotypes and criticism. One of the criticism of African teams is quick, strong, but they can't keep the ball, they can't play possession football. But this Cameroon side already, and in the previous game, showing that is a myth.
Just a bit nervous for you there, Andros. They're trying to come out from the back here.
That's why I wrapped up quickly.
Fai under pressure. We'll play forward to Chuopo-Moting. Good pressure though from Switzerland. Bring it back. Elveția. To Kanji. Concerns from Swiss supporters that he may not play enough at Manchester City. 8 games in the Premier League so far this season. Has impressed when he's played for Manchester City. This is good pressure. Just about getting it forward there in Kulu. Well, that's a good ball inside. Toko Ekambi. And Mbomo. He's got support, and Mbomo will duck inside. Brian Mbomo still. Ongisa. This calm build-up play from Cameroon. Toko Ekambi. Nuhu. And they got the bodies back, Switzerland. It will be a corner.
Very good work from Mbomo on the right-hand side. you know he's going to look to come inside. Switzerland had 2 or 3 bodies back there waiting for him to come inside, but with the trickery he's got, still managed to wiggle his way out of it and create a chance for his side.
Would you have gone for the shot there, Andros?
Of course I would. Silly question that, Seb. I know I've known you 23 minutes, but that's a silly question.
23 and a half. Corner kick to Cameroon. Bomo's gone across to take it. Chuopo-Moting. 6-yard box. What can Cameroon do with this set piece? And Bomo. Decent corner towards the back post where Castelletto was. Another chance to send it back into the area again. Plenty forward here for Cameroon. Ogler's waiting at the back post. Switzerland should be able to clear. Pumping that forward, but there's nobody there. You do get the sense with Cameroon, the confidence will grow in this game. And they'll start to pose themselves, position-wise perhaps. Got the ability, of course.
But it's only natural. This is World Cup football. This is not a walk in the park. It's a big occasion, and Switzerland started with possession, so naturally when you're playing against that, you do get nervous when you do get on the ball, but they've more than settled into this game now, and like you mentioned before, had the better of the chances.
Bomo chasing. Proved such a handful in the Premier League for Brentford.
He has, yeah, a very good player. Like I said, he's always looking to get on his left foot. You know he can do it, but you can't stop it. He's one of those, and yeah, we've seen that already, and he's a big threat.
You're describing yourself, though.
Not at the moment, with an ice pack on my knee.
No, stop. Ball switched across. Xhaka, Vargas keeping it alive. Chuopo-Moting. Chuopo-Moting. And that's a lovely ball clipped out to Chuopo-Moting. Being dangerous when they come forward here, Cameroon. Ongler has had some nice touches so far. Fight. That's ambitious to say the least. And right backs have shots from there. That's usually the end result.
Yeah, but it was better from Cameroon. Chuopo-Moting's been disappointed. He's been letting his teammates know that the service has not been good enough to start this game, and that one they got it right. Straight up to his head, he set it off, and then it's about, can you have run? Is it off him? On this occasion it was a combi he did, and ended up in a shot on goal.
Promising so far for Cameroon. What can Switzerland do here, though, on the break? So, bursting break from him to get forward. Stiletto and defending. Rigobert Song. 1 point to say that all the African sides at this World Cup managed by men from their own country, which is a first. A welcome first. So many years African sides managed by Europeans, but this special tournament for that very reason. And they've got a figurehead on the touchline in Rigobert Song and a figurehead in the stands in Samuel Eto'o. So we'll see a shot of him at some point in this game.
Sometimes in international football it's not all about tactics and being a tactician. It's about having that experience and implementing things you did as a player, going to World Cups and realising what you did well, what you didn't do well, and implementing it as a manager. And I think Gareth Southgate does that perfectly for the English national team, and it looks like Rigobert Song is doing that as well for Cameroon.
Well, they've had a promising start here. Side, Switzerland shown some of their talent so far, but they'll look to impose themselves a bit more in an attacking sense. Haven't created too many opportunities. It's Cameroon with more of the goal attempts so far. So Cameroon without Michael Ngadou, centre half, who's expected to be one of the first names on the team sheet, wasn't even picked by Rigobert Song. Free kick to Switzerland, and Vargas fouled by Collins 5, pleading his innocence.
Definitely a foul. Definitely, Val goes through. Yes, he does get the ball, but he goes through the back of him to get the ball, which not only in today's game, but in any day and age is always going to be a foul.
A free kick for Switzerland. Taken short, Freuler. And it goes, Rodriguez in towards Mbolo. There's another offensive leg to clear that ball away, and Chuopo-Moting with a nice touch to Ongisa. Kombi again. Ongla with the switch to Fine. Mbomo inside, looking to get it back. Mbomo, sharp football. Ongla on the end of that. Going for the shot, spilled by Sommer. Put behind, but more enterprising play from Cameroon.
Yeah, very good work again from Mbomo. This time linking up with Chuopo-Moting. Little 1-2 comes inside, and then you've got the runner off him. Good shot on goal was the best he can do from that angle, but they've got themselves another corner, another opportunity to score.
Midfield three, which you may have expected to be quite defensive, has been anything but so far. Ongla, the latest to break forward. And Cameroon fans can sense their side is on top. From Mbomo. Find a teammate's head. That's not a very good header from Shaqiri, though. That could cause a few problems. So do clear their lines in the end. And now Shaqiri trying to make amends. A long way to run, and Cameroon will start again.
Yeah, the safest place to put a winger on a corner is normally at the edge of the box, as it's away from, as far away from harm as possible. But even then, Shaqiri almost managed to cause his side a bit of trouble.
But there is a confidence in this Cameroon side to bring the ball forward again. Gwen drifting in, and he'll look. Try and spread the play. That's exactly what they're doing here, Cameroon. They really are. Nuhu. Who's again? Ongla. Ongla once more. Nuhu. Got a little shove from Vargas. Referee happy for play to continue. Ongisa. Eric Maxime Chuopo-Moting. Ongla. As it goes. Stiletto. Period possession.
You can always tell how confident a team is by looking at their fullbacks, and on this occasion, as Cameroon went forward, both fullbacks were high, wide, and posing a problem. You can tell this Cameroon side really is growing with confidence, and the fans are appreciating it as well.
Good play from Mbomo in the build-up there. Nuhu. Toko Akombi. Patient play. Switzerland's turn to try and counter here. Ongla. Castelletto. Looking from Bomo in the middle. Reddy was there for Switzerland. Now Mbolo. Switzerland will try to break through this Cameroon press. Wasn't pretty impressive for Switzerland to break forward here. Vargas onto Vidmar. They've worked themselves out of the press and almost forced it in. Cameroon can't keep it in, and the flag is up for a throw into Switzerland.
Yeah, and when you're playing against a press, it can be so difficult to get out at times, but you know if you do move the ball quick enough, if you are precise, and do get out that initial phase of the press, you've obviously got an overload somewhere else, and Switzerland did that perfectly there with, I think, Xhaka breaking the press and setting his side on for a counter-attack.
Josh, you mentioned the ice on your knee. How is it?
It's good. I've literally just come from a rehab session, which is why I was running a bit late, but all is on the mend.
You said you were running a bit late.
I knew you were going to bring up at some point, so I thought I'd get it in there myself.
What to say? Half an hour we've known each other. Yeah. But recovering well.
Recovering very well, yeah. Got a nice little rehab hospital out here in Qatar with Dr. Ender King, so I'm working well, and on my time off commentating on the World Cup, which is a dream come true.
Shaqiri playing it forward to Mbolo. Mbolo back to Shaqiri. And the ball in, and Onana lets that run behind.
Yeah, very dangerous ball in, but the problem is the person on the end of it should have been Shaqiri. Drifted over to the left-hand side, put a ball in the box, and there was no one there.
I was going to say, if you'd be back in time for the Carabao Cup games after the World Cup, but they're not in it anymore, are they?
Yeah, move on. Next question.
Well, 0-0. Cameroon. Switzerland. Cameroon with the better chances so far. Bomo with some nice touches so far. Good link-up play and another good move. Cameroon causing problems again. Torko Kambi coming in. Appeals from the crowd rather than the players. A covering challenge from Vidma. And now breaking away at the other end. It's been the pace of this first half at times.
Yeah, it's literally been end-to-end, and this time we spoke about the fullbacks being high and wide, and this time it was on the right-hand side. Fai and Bomo coming inside, linking up again with Chuopo-Moting. Fai getting high and wide, putting a cross into box, and again, good defending from this Swiss side.
Waiting to see the first goal scored by a side at this World Cup. Tunisia. Goalless draw. Denmark, Morocco goalless draw with Croatia. Senegal losing 2-0 to the Netherlands. Here's Vidma. Vargas. Spotted the gap to link up, but another strong challenge. There's Fai in there. And Fai might be able to get to this one. Elveția across. And nicely done, and he was caught as well. He's going to pick up a booking here, Fai, charging after that ball. Here's the first yellow card of the game. Comes to play from Cameroon. Here's Fai. No complaints.
Yeah, no complaints. He had one 5 minutes earlier and protested his innocence. He's tried to do it again, but no, a yellow card on the totting up process. He's trying to say it wasn't a foul again, but two clear fouls, deserved yellow card.
Collins Fai, first choice at fullback. His country plays his football in Saudi Arabia for Al T.
60 minutes now to try and contain Vargas on a yellow card. He's done some good work going forward, but he's got his work cut out defensively now.
Do your eyes light up when you see a defender's got a yellow card? Must be a fantastic feeling.
Absolutely. The earlier you can get a fullback book, the better. And then if you're not getting joy, if you're not really getting him into situations to get him a yellow card, the manager will switch wings and try and see if the other winger will have a go at it. I'm sure the Swiss manager will do that with Shaqiri, and Vargas keep swapping. Can you get Fai to nibble on one and get him that second yellow?
Interesting, the manager giving the fact that Rigobert Song's been sent off at 2 World Cups, and giving his fullback advice on staying off another yellow. Here's Ongisa.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, don't remind me. No goals in this game, but so watchable.
Fascinating watching the tactical battle, watching the to and fro's of Switzerland being in control, now Cameroon having a spell, the combinations in the wide areas. Cameroon doing it better on the right-hand side, but can they get Nuhu involved in the left-hand side as he is now?
And Onglo has had plenty of touches so far in the middle. Castelletto. Played forward again, and Bomo has been very impressive on that side so far, but he doesn't get the decision. And Switzerland could break. Cameroon support not happy. You can hear them. Freuler. Cameroon have been very comfortable in these sort of scenarios. Kanji. Freuler. Ball forward towards Xhaka, one of those trademark runs he's made this season for Arsenal. Can't get on the end of that, though. We're closing in on half. I said we're closing in on half-time, but you can't say that with the added time. So I'll just say first half is getting on.
It's good to see, though. Obviously, time wasting has crept in over the last few years, so it's good to see that FIFA have obviously taken a stance and said you can time waste all you want, but we're going to add every second of it back on at the end of the game and at the end of the half.
Just means more football. 3-1. You're 1-0 up into the clock. Castelletto. Bolo did very well indeed and wants to get on the end of this again. Real and Bolo, the big challenge came in. How close was that? Castelletto getting high fives, but
first view it looked like he timed it perfectly. Obviously Castelletto's mistake, does he? Times it absolutely perfectly, gets back and rectifies his mistake. Normally you see when a player makes a mistake, he's desperate, he's getting in and he lunges and he mistimes it, but fair play to Castelletto, he times it absolutely perfectly and it's out for a corner now.
Donana holding his hands up there, saying it's time to perfection. Corner to Switzerland. Vargas to take. Plenty forward for this one, and it goes, and it's wide. It's attacked by Vedi, not that far away.
Probably the best chance Switzerland have had. We spoke about their threats from corners. Gets ahead of his man and just doesn't direct his header near the target, but good chance and signs that Switzerland are going to be a threat from set pieces again.
Not many players who plays or has played in the Bundesliga to have experience in this Swiss group, many of whom have been together for so long, and Donana taking so long there, but only added on. Here's Onana.
Must say it's good to see Onana back playing at a World Cup. Obviously he had the problems with the banned substance, which he says he took unknowingly, so it's good to see him get his career back on track at Inter Milan and now playing at the biggest stage of them all.
The former Ajax man, stand-up goalkeeper. So Cameroon on the move again. Oh, the cross from Elveția. He didn't deal with it. And the shot blocked. Chuopo-Moting. A bit of a nervy moment for the Swiss defence.
He's had his chances, he's had his half chances, he's been involved in everything Cameroon have done, him and Mbomo down on that right-hand side.
So Mbomo to take this corner for Cameroon. He's put in some decent balls so far. He's looked to danger himself. Create danger here. In goes the corner. And Bolo in there. Clear away for Switzerland. Nuhu Tolo inside again. Toko Akombi. The skies pass. Ongisa. Nuhu. Still have men forward here waiting for the cross. Ongisa. Toko Akombi. Ngwe. He's just the safety for Cameroon, Samuel Ngwe. They try to be ambitious going forward. Angler doing that now. Looking for Fai, can't find him. Here's Rodriguez. Right, keeping the pressure on here, Cameroon. Ongisa hooks it into the penalty area, and this should be Sommers. And it is Sommers. Who's impressed you more so far? Was it hard to gauge?
Hard to gauge, and probably say Cameroon, just by how they've grown into the game, how they have kept the ball. Not only that, they've gone back to front, they've had the better chances, they've been the bigger threat, they've had their fullbacks high and wide. So, yeah, both sides have been good, but I'm probably slightly more impressed with Cameroon.
So much of the build-up to this competition, there's an expectation on how sides are going to play. A lot of that's been thrown out of the window so far. Almost pass back by Castelletto. Onana pumps it forward. Toko Akombi, good in the air, but Akanji's there. Vidma with a touch. Akanji. Xhaka looking to get Switzerland going. But he's annoyed there with his teammate Shaqiri that he couldn't hold on to it.
I say it's good as well to have the aircon on in the stadium. My biggest worry was coming into this, that the heat being too much for these players, not being able to play high-tempo football. But with the aircon, it is breezy in here, so it's good that both sides have been able to play the way they would like to.
Most of the pitch in shade as well. Sommer, who's choosing to stand in the sun for some strange reason.
But it's not only the sun in places like Qatar, it's the humidity. So even though, like I mentioned, there is a lot of shade on this pitch, the humidity normally is unbearable.
Freuler losing out on Gisa. Kombi. Passing it forward.
These last 5 minutes, we're starting to see Anguissa getting a bit more advanced areas. Like I mentioned, Ongla being the one to sit, and Anguissa playing higher up. He's got the qualities. We've seen it at Fulham, and it's good to see him getting involved in the play as well.
Ongla was out on the left wing briefly, back in the midfield now. Quite the year for Cameroon here, but at the World Cup, all lost by Bomo. So, Shaqiri, Vidma, so many red shirts in the penalty area now. Bolo's there, directed towards goal, and Guetz. Miscommunication between him and the goalkeeper. We're only going to get, listen to this, 2 minutes at a time. Do you remember those days? Fantastic.
The good old days.
Even though we want to see more of this first half, it's been very watchable indeed, but late in this first half, a corner for Switzerland.
And Switzerland ending the first half the way they started it, getting the ball wide, getting the ball into the box and getting the ball close to Mbolo.
Vargastu here for a good delivery. Cameroon have kept 2 up for this corner, and a big opportunity. Probably Switzerland's best of the half. Manuel Akanji.
Yeah, massive opportunity. That is a perfect ball in, right in the 6-yard box. So difficult to defend against. Akanji gets up there, just doesn't get enough contact on it, and just sort of glances off his head.
Set piece almost paying off.
That was it, though. That was it. Even my time in England squads many moons ago, they used to speak about set pieces and how many set pieces settle big international matches, and that could have been a big moment there from a set piece for Switzerland in this massive tie for them.
Banana took a fair amount of time before taking that goal kick. Anguissa. Chuopo-Moting. Turning. Play needs some help. Anguissa. He's going to win the free kick here. Very late on. This might be the last chance of the half, but a chance to get the ball into the penalty area here.
Yeah, no messing around here. Get the big 2 centre-halves up. Last throw of the dice before half-time. Getting Anguissa in the box, and can you do exactly what Switzerland did the other end and almost take the lead just before half-time?
You wouldn't put it past Cameroon. It's been that sort of half. Both these sides have traded blows.
It looks like it's in Bomo over the ball, but a left footer from here might be a bit too central to whip his foot around it and get it to come back out around that penalty spot, but we'll see.
Yes, can Jan Sommer see in the sun? A Bomo to take, maybe. Toko Ekambi as well. Here's Toko Ekambi with a little clip. It's a thumbs up. Comfortable for Sommer. But a first half, a well-balanced first half. Both sides have had their chances. Manuel Akanji with a big opportunity.